Hey guys, it's Nate, aka the Foot Accountant. Welcome back to the channel. The leak is in for the next big Player of the Month SBC and FC26, but this is just the beginning. We've got more Player of the Months, of course, incoming. They're not leaked yet, though. At least this first leak is making some of those fodder investments rise in price. We'll be looking at the market today in that way, but there's so much more to cover today on a Wednesday of FC26 as well. We've got a Bounties glitch in Rivals that we have to discuss. Of course, very prevalent as we're all chasing Rivals points today before rewards tomorrow. And the Max 86 Hero Pack that was, of course, the massive SBC from last week's content on this day, it's expiring. Will it refresh? Of course, we're going to talk about the market in general as well, as Wednesdays in the last couple of weeks have brought lower prices and great times to invest and buy players from teams. But is that going to happen this week? Let's discuss, guys. If you're excited for the video, drop a thumbs up on it, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now we're going to start with yesterday's content with evolutions first, where we had another goalkeeper evo. This one gives a play style, though. It gives deflector. The reflex deflector evo is repeatable 2 times. You can put a max 82 rated goalkeeper, max 4 play styles in it. Vicario fits here as the example. Deflector is actually a decent play style, and as you look at my club, I have no gold goalkeepers this could even fit on. So right now, I'm not super motivated by the goalkeeper evos. Of course, this is the second one that we've had. The first one gave +2 positioning. This one gives deflector playstyle. So for most of us in silver teams, like I was just thinking here, seeing these silver keepers, like this guy, maybe I have a couple of Brazilian silvers that I would maybe use in that squad. But I have Yashin, and we almost all have Yashin because that Silver Superstars icon card is really, really easy to get. So once again, another Evo that has, you know, a use for maybe some of us, but for a lot of us, as you can see here, it's 61% downvoted. It is still the continuation of Evos not feeling up to par just yet, comparative to last year, of course. That's still a very big conversation that we have in this game at the moment. Now, really quick, I want to go to objectives, where we do have a refresh of the weekly rush points. And inside of here, I believe the new rush mode, is it a center back only mode? Is that what I saw? Of course, it's not going to load here as I click on rush, but I believe it's maybe a center back only mode, which, you know, I don't think it gives double points or anything like that, but yeah, it's at least interesting. Yeah, center backs only right there. So there's more packs if you want to play rush and get that done. Also get some objectives done while doing that. The rest of the content yesterday was in the SBCs. We had 2 new SBCs to discuss. The first is the last leaked SBC of the week. At least we have no other ones right now. Rylan Turner from NWSL, 86 pace, 85 dribble, 84 shooting, 80 physical, lengthy. As a 5'9" player, 3-star, can only play striker, and actually has some okay stats, except for the dribbling. The composure is pretty low. Agility and balance, maybe a little bit low, but the physical is pretty high too. You got precision, enforcer, press proven, and low driven with advanced forward plus. The positive here is this SBC is incredibly cheap, just an 82 rated squad. So, you know, maybe that's a player you get done for your 82s in the club. Maybe that's one that you skip. At least it has boosted chem for NWSL there. Now, the other SBC yesterday, which was a lot more popular and I think a lot better than the 83 plus upgrade, was the 80 plus times 5. I know this one required 184 rated player and then an 82 rated squad. I think 82s maybe actually went up a little bit on the market, not a whole lot, but maybe a tiny bit, like 100 to 200 coins. But this pack was just a lot more fun than just an 83 plus, since there's 5 players in it. Now, for most of these that we opened yesterday, the actual pack weight was not very good. I think my highest rated from this was an 83, which was pretty normal for what most people saw from these, but I still think it's worth trying. It is going to refresh, not today, but it's going to refresh tomorrow. Every 2 days, we'll be able to do it again, and that's a very also good place to put your 82 rated cards right now. So that was all the content yesterday. It was a very quiet day once again, as expected. Like Monday, it was a good day for grinding rivals, good day for grinding out the competitive live event mode right now, the Cornerstones exhibition, or the Cornerstones tournament qualifier. We do have a couple days left still to do this. I think we have today on Wednesday. I think we might even have tomorrow on Thursday as well. Technically, if you didn't qualify for this until Thursday, you could hop right into the Cornerstones tournament finale, which is of course starting on Thursday as well. I've still not won this tournament yet. It has been very competitive, And I've just been in a rut of gameplay this week, man. Champs did not end very good for me. Rivals, that mode, I've just not been playing very good. I'm still working on learning the small aspects of this game that other people seem to be learning faster than me. But we keep pressing on. We'll make some tweaks today and try out some new things for that cup, for that live event for sure. Now, let's get straight into the news and the leaks for content today and also stuff happening right now in this game. The first thing that I actually want to mention with the news is there was an issue with Ultimate Team Online Draft and rewards. So that's been fixed. If you were not getting rewards and you were playing draft, that's a small thing to fix. But I want to go back to yesterday's video and the comments we made about the Ratings Reload promo, because I was saying in that video, I was hoping that this new promo that's incoming would include downgrades. Well, Foot Sheriff has the news already, and he posted yesterday that there are no downgrades, only upgrades as a part of the Ratings Reload promo. So no Florian Wirtz or some of the other cards that people were saying should get downgrades. It's upgrades, and it's based on community feedback, which once again, I want to say, I feel like there hasn't been a lot of communication here that this promo is truly based on community feedback. There's been a couple of polls here or there like we looked at yesterday, but that ratings page on EA's website, I think, could have been advertised a whole lot more. We're still awaiting leaks and news on how this Ratings Reload promo is really going to work and some players in it. I think the leakers are kind of withholding that information. The way he's talking here, he seems to know the players, or he seems to know something about this promo. It's only a matter of time before we start learning a lot about it. We'll talk about that when it comes. The second thing I want to look at is something I noticed from Nepentez's video yesterday. This is a good watch, honestly, guys. What he talked about here with this Bounties glitch. Another part of this game that is technically related to rivals, not necessarily objectives, that is glitched at the moment right now. And I'm going to explain it really quick, but if you want a more detailed explanation, definitely go check this video out. I'm not bringing light to this to try to, make rivals a worse place or try to exploit a problem in the game for, the rats to gain an advantage, something like that. This just helps us get some extra rewards in rivals when we feel like the rewards aren't that great anyway. And in reality, it's not going to impact this game that much at all. And I would imagine that it gets patched pretty quick. But all it is when you have a bounty, if you play co-op with a friend, that very first game, if you have a bounty, you will both get the reward. But after that, if you're, still playing in that same co-op lobby, your player, like the invited player, not the original owner or the starter of that lobby, but the guest, the co-op player, will continue to get that bounty reward for every game. He was using the example here. There was an 82 plus player pick. There was a bounty, and it was on his account. He invited his friend Josh joined. They played. He got the pick first game, and then after that, Josh kept getting the player pick each and every game that they played. So that's kind of the situation with that glitch. I don't really ever play co-op in rivals, and it doesn't feel like it helps you get that much of an advantage, but I felt like that was worth sharing. The same thing with bounties not working, though, for a lot of people is still kind of, frustrating, because some bounties from the first week of the game I didn't get progress for, yet stuff like that you can get progress for if you're on a co-op lobby and it's not even on your account, it's the other account you're playing co-op with, can actually get you extra rewards. So that's sort of a frustrating thing. Also, I feel like I haven't seen a bounty pop up for me. Maybe it's because I'm in this very top of Division 6. I keep bouncing back and forth between Div 5 and Div 6. I'm only on 7 points, man. It's been a grind this week. I've been losing a lot of games. I got to fix up for sure, speaking of division rivals. But I wanted to mention that because that's kind of going around right now. And the last thing I wanted to mention news-wise is this big tweet. Player of the Month Haaland is coming as a Premier League POTM. Not a surprise, of course, at all. But the question I have with this, as we kind of transition into talking about menu content again and not gameplay stuff, is why was he leaked first? Because he shouldn't be released first. Was he leaked first so that fodder could start to go up and, people who invested in that can start to see their investments rise and the hype could start to build for Erling Haaland? You never know, right? But Erling Haaland has been leaked to win. It's kind of the obvious choice here. And of course, this is good. This is why we talked about investing on fodder on Sunday and Monday. Those prices then are, of course, the better prices. Now they are starting to go up. Fodder right now is 13, almost above 13K for the 88s. Remember, these were 11 on Sunday. 89s were 18K. Was it just yesterday or 2 days ago? And now they're approaching 21,000 coins per card. Rodri went from 30 to 33 as well. This is absolutely people preparing for an Erling Haaland Player of the Month SBC. And my guess would be, just first conversations about this POTM, Probably going to be a lot like Mbappe. I think a POTM Haaland would be, as he posts here, 91 rated. They might change the playstyle plus like they did with Mbappe, but it would just be a couple of stats different from this card. Again, maybe a playstyle or a playstyle plus change, and it should be around the same price, like somewhere between 450 and 550,000 coins for a 91 rated player of the month Haaland would be my guess. And guys, this SBC will be releasing early on Friday. Like, I forget how many hours before content it is. I think it's like 1 p.m. UK or 11 a.m. UK on Friday. It's pretty early in the day when this SBC will come out. Premier League Player of the Month almost always release at that time. So if you have fodder and you're invested, you're continuing to hold. Since this SBC releases before the content drop, that's great for fodder investors because that means you don't have to necessarily worry about fodder prices dropping after content because you'll have a couple of hours before then to sell the investments that you made, right? It makes sense because the SBC comes out early. People who want to get that card done and play Foot Champs with it right away on Friday when Foot Champs opens, or they're going to go buy the fodder, they're going to go complete the SBC straight away, and that hopefully means without any supply coming in from the market for packs, because everybody's waiting for the new promo to open their packs, right? You should see fodder rise up a little bit after the Haaland releases, but still we're waiting on the news for the Bundesliga and the Serie A Player of the Month, because both of those votings have ended. They ended before the Premier League voting, actually, and we were saying that those SBCs could be as soon as tomorrow on Thursday. Both of them, both if Harry Kane wins for the Bundesliga, his SBC, and the same for Pulisic if he wins for the Serie A. So that's something we're definitely keeping our eyes on, and that could help the prices of fodder go up even quicker. Now, we're talking about fodder. We got to talk about the market and what was happening yesterday on Tuesday, and really talk about today, because Wednesdays, as we've really noticed in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? This game has been out. Wednesdays have been the days where the market drops. But in those previous weeks, especially the last 2 weeks, we've had a reason for the market to drop. We've had panic for store packs on that first promo Friday of the year when the first team of Cornerstones came out and prices were panicked all week long. And then on Friday, prices exploded, right? And then remember last week, there was panic for, oh my goodness, what's the Evo going to be? Oh my goodness, what's this week 2 of Cornerstones going to look like? What's going to happen? And there was just prices crashing all week. And then they went up on Thursday after rewards, and they went up after Friday as well. Both of what happened in the last 2 weeks was that prices were dropping on Tuesday, and they dropped even further on Wednesday before Division Rivals rewards. Now, right now, we're in a different kind of state of the market. Prices are kind of actually going up from where we were on Saturday and Sunday, where we had those really low prices. There was a ton of dropping in price over the weekend with Foot Champs rewards. Again, you see, like Reinders on Sunday was 126. I mean, Monday started at 120, rose to 140, came back down a little bit. As we were expecting yesterday, some cards had a nice little rise again, but now he's 140,000 coins, 20K more than he was on the weekend. What's going to happen today with this market? Well, I think this Wednesday might be a bit different unless we have leaks. It all comes down to leaks once again. If there becomes a reason for people to sell cards that they own right now, then there could be some price drops. If there's not a reason for people to sell cards, like no big leaks, no crazy news, no hero pack today or icon pack getting released, then the market actually may not drop that much today, and therefore I would say would go up a little bit less tomorrow on Thursday. I still think after Rivals Rewards, we're going to have a bit of a market rise. I will still be there tomorrow, right before Rivals Rewards, when the video goes live, probably buying some cards and making some investments because it's just too good of a time not to buy cards, especially for those that maybe do dip a little bit today on Wednesday. I'm just saying, I don't think we're going to see as big of a drop today on Wednesday as we've seen in previous weeks, just to prepare yourself for that, right? Like last week on Tuesday, Pedri was 140,000 coins. And what happened? He dropped on Wednesday all the way down to 119. Well, he went straight back up on Thursday to Friday, right? Into the morning time. Now, he dropped after content into Saturday because of Foot Champs rewards, but you see the big drop on Wednesday and then the rise on Thursday. I really just don't think we're going to have as big of a drop today. Again, unless something changes with hype and with leaks or something like that, or with an SBC release, I think the market is going to maybe drop a little today, and we can probably still find some cards to buy. But the best cards that you're going to want to pick up are going to be those rare ones that can fluctuate more. Icons, Heroes, Cornerstones Team 1. Cornerstones Team 2 is going to be a very interesting place to watch today on this game as well, because these cards are not going to have too much more supply. They'll get a little bit supply at Rivals Rewards, but remember, Rivals Rewards this year doesn't bring that many tradable packs and tradable players onto the game. It's a lot of untradable, and it gives a good bit of coins. Only once you get into like Div 3, Div 2, Div 1 does it really give you a lot of tradable packs, and there's still not a ton of people there, although some have grinded their way all the way up to the top there. So I'm not expecting as much of a crash today on Wednesday, or even that much of a dip in prices. But if you're looking to buy players for your team, I think if you have not bought at all, if you did not buy on the weekend at all, which is totally fine, I think you are looking at today still as a buying opportunity. I think you just have to know that maybe you're not going to expect to make as many coins and see as much of a rise on the market tomorrow after rewards as you did in previous weeks. You could also wait to buy your team until Friday, even Friday night after the Friday night bubble into Saturday. I do expect to see the weekend league rewards this week dropping the market again on Saturday, kind of like they did this weekend. And that could be, if you're going to start weekend league later, a better time to buy cards for your team. Now, let's talk about Wednesday content a bit. One last thing on the market, actually. I think we have another TikTok pump and dump scenario here with this Amor Saregi card that is on top of Footman right now, extinct at 10,000 coins. If you look at her price graph, she's been 2,000, 3,000 coins this whole entire game, and now she's up to 10K. I don't know if it's TikTok. I don't know if a pro player is hyping this card up. She has Liga F links. She has pretty solid stats for an 81 rated card and a lot of positions. I don't know the full story here, but in this day and age, what we see is the TikTok hype. You see these cards flying in price. Check your club. You might have one. And if you list it for like 9,000 coins, you should not get banned because it's just one card and that should not be a problem. But just don't list it for max price 10K. Seriously, like listing at 9.5 or 9K, you still make tons of coins and your risk of getting banned does drop a good bit. Now, Wednesday content today, we are looking for a new team of the week, and then the SBC, the content that we'll touch on in a second. This team of the week actually looks like a team of the week, man. We got Vinny Jr., we got Caicedo, Bruno Guimaraes, Luis Diaz is getting another card. Kouassi is getting a card. Endman, Wilms, Becho, Veerman, Jordi Alba. Big news around Jordi Alba and Busquets both announcing their retirement. There's going to be a time and place where EA probably releases an end of an era for both of those guys. And in that time and place, MLS cards, and namely Messi, are going to go up on the market. It's not like that's now. I'm not saying invest in Messi right now. But remember, last year we had some early on in the year end of an eras, namely Rafael Varane and Alex Morgan. By the end of this month, I would say Jordi Alba and Busquets, it's possible. Because that's kind of the same scenario that we had last year with Morgan and with Varane. So just kind of watch out for that one there. We'll probably be talking about that more soon. Bonnie, the French striker from the Serie A, a lot of people invested in his card as a gold out of packs, is getting an inform. And this guy, check out Felipe. He's got a lot of pace. He's a silver card with 90 pace in the Bundesliga from Hamburg, and he's French. That's going to be a really interesting inform to see. Really curious to see how much of a ratings boost he's going to get from a silver to an 80 rated. So that's the team of the week today. Looks a lot better than last week. If you have any gold cards from the team of the week, like Vinny Jr., the same story as always, guys. These are great investments if you got in early. This Vinny's probably a great hold for your team. If you got Vinny for like 850 or below, you're sitting on a card that is probably going to go up a little bit more than others. It's Vinny. People want to use Vinny. He was as low as 819, 820, and now he's up to like 900K, and he's going to be out of packs for the whole next week. So that's a pretty big deal for his card there. I think it would go up. Luis Diaz, maybe a little bit. The rest of the players in this team, Caicedo and Bruno Guimaraes, do they get used a whole lot in game? Not a ton, but Caicedo is one that's a bit interesting. You could wait to sell him just because he's high rated, and a lot of people, I think, just use him because he's high rated and he's Moise Caicedo. 48,000 coins, even though that is the worst 87 rated card in the game with looking at those stats. That's something worth mentioning there for that one there. So you can either sell right now and sell before they come into the team of the week and go out of packs and just sell in the hype basically, or you can hold for next week and hopefully they rise up even further. Now, one thing about this Caicedo team of the week actually I wanted to point out is these are official stats, I guess, for him, and also his playstyle plus. He's got power shot plus instead of slide tackle, and he did not get that big of a shooting boost with that, but that's his actual informed card, allegedly. I'm sure we'll get the actual rest of the team with official stats posted later on today, too. Now, we got to talk about this SBC, the Max 86 Hero pack, which last week, of course, was causing a lot of hype and a lot of panic at the same time. It's expiring today. There's no new pack code that has been released telling us or making us think that we are going to get another one of these or a icon pack. We were thinking, right, maybe earlier in the week that kind of reading between the lines of that icon embellishment evo that was released, maybe we would get an icon pack. Well, it's not in the code yet, so it's probably not dropping unless there's a late addition to the pack code today, which would be crazy. Not expecting that, but just watch out for the leaks as always. I'm also thinking that this is not going to refresh. Maybe it will, but I'm going to assume right now that it wouldn't. And if it does not refresh, what I would think you would see is maybe a bit of a dip on 87 rated. Because remember, guys, this was an 85 rated squad with an inform. Then the second squad was an 86 rated team with 187. And last week, 87s were 7K, which was already up a little bit. And they exploded, right? They absolutely exploded because you needed one to complete that SBC. They have been rising, as a lot of people obviously know. Player of the Month SBCs are incoming. And I'm not saying they're going to drop a lot, but if this SBC does expire today and nothing else replaces it, I'm just maybe thinking they could maybe dip a little bit. I feel like the 88s, 89s are the safest place to invest in fodder. If 87s do dip, you can absolutely go ahead and buy them. But I don't think we're going to see this SBC refreshing today unless something crazy happens. So that's probably mostly what we're expecting today. We're going to keep an eye on, of course, any leaks and news that we get. It seems like this year on Thursdays, EA is talking about the new promos here, but maybe since this is ratings reload and it's brand new, maybe on today, on Wednesday, we'll see this new Cornerstones news tab changed out for something related to ratings reload. Like, again, EA said that this whole promo is based on community feedback, but yet again, I'll say it feels like there hasn't been a lot of opportunity for the community to give feedback on this promo and the rating specifically on what cards should be upgraded and which cards are already kind of rightfully rated. So that's kind of my thoughts for today. I will still be trading. Obviously, we will be getting into the market. We'll be trying to make some flips and buy some cards. I just, once again, have to say that I feel like the market today is not going to be as crazy, which is okay. It really is. It's okay. It's not going to be as crazy of a drop today as previous weeks, but I think it's just good to know and also good to remember as we head into the weekend, like, oh yeah, we didn't have crazy drops this week. So maybe some of those crazy drops and maybe some more price drops will happen during the weekend with rivals. It just depends though on the cards that are coming out and what other content we get released. Feels like we're maybe lacking a little bit of hype in that area right now. Is that due to the slower power curve? Is that a part of it? Maybe. Or is it just the way EA is approaching things this year? They're not wanting to release like crazy bombazo content just yet. I'm not sure, because some things have happened earlier, like the Hero pack did, but other things feel like some of the upgrade packs, like they've been slower than previous years. So I don't know. It's quite the interesting combination at the moment. I'm still enjoying the game. I'm still enjoying the trading grind. That's what motivates me the most, is just getting on, making profits, buying and selling players at the right times, and just enjoying the game with you guys, doing the SBCs, getting all the packs that we can. There are some very enjoyable parts to it. There's also some parts like SP and some of the tournament stuff right now that is very annoying. So also, last shout for the video today. Make sure you keep thinking about those silver teams, because we're only 11 days away from the silver event, the live event tourney, the World Tour Silver Superstars League. It's 20 matches, and the rewards are really good, really good. So make sure you get your silver team ready, because we're 11 days out, but starting to prepare for something very early like this is going to put you way ahead than above everybody else. So that's kind of my last little tidbit of information that I'll leave you guys with today. But we'll be streaming today, of course, on Twitch. We'll be looking at the market. If there are drops, we will get involved. All right, we'll look at the Cornerstones team too. We'll look at what leaks we do have. I would be surprised if some of the Cornerstones players were not leaked today, just because it's a Wednesday and the leakers kind of operate on the same schedule just about every week. Hopefully tomorrow we have a lot more news about ratings reload to talk about, to bring some new freshness to content on this game. If you enjoyed this video today, drop a thumbs up on it, comment below if you have any questions, and of course subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the stream today here on YouTube or on Twitch. Have a great Wednesday. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you later. Peace out.